Week 3 of the college football season is in the books. We had an amazing week of college ball, a lot of great games, a lot of drama, and a lot to go over. But most importantly, your boy was cooking. Your boy was on fire this week. Holy shit. Let's go over my record. Let's just get straight into it. I went 8-2. I ended up predicting a total of 14 games, and out of those 14 games, I gave out 10 official plays. I went 8-2, profiting 5.4 units. My wins were Houston, easy money, Arizona, Northwestern, Georgia Tech, Miami, Arkansas, Texas A&M, and Stanford. And my only losses was Duke and Florida, which we'll discuss both of them in a second. But most importantly, that means we are 15-7 on the overall record for the whole year. I know it's only been 3 weeks, but nevertheless. And we are up 6.87 units. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Give me my respect. Give me my respect. Remember, what did I say last year? I am college football. I am college football. Come on, man. That's too easy. All right, let's get straight into the games because you already know I'm a god and I did what I got to do. 8-2 is crazy. I don't think we're going to have a week like that ever again. This is probably going to be our best statistical week of the season. I'd be shocked if we match that. That's crazy. All right, Friday night, we'll start things off with Houston versus Colorado. I'm going to be going over some games that I didn't predict because obviously drama, you guys already know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, you'll see. What else is there to go over quickly? I'm going to go through some of these games relatively fast just because it's like there's better games to talk about than like Houston, Colorado. But nevertheless, Houston versus Colorado, easy money. I mean, that's all I have to say here. This was not Houston being a good team. This was Colorado being absolute dog shit. It's very simple, guys. It's very, very simple. Operation Fade Colorado, Fade Coach Prime is in full effect. I bet Houston for the simple reason that I'm just fading the fuck out of Colorado. They completely undervalued Georgia Tech in week 1, and I bet Georgia Tech. And here they completely undervalued Houston. Don't get me wrong, it was a close game. I mean, Houston pulled off a little bit in the beginning. Colorado brought it back in, but then in the end, Houston just pulled away. They're too good. They're too talented. Colorado was starting QB3 or whatever he is on the depth chart. Trash. Colorado's trash. I'm so tired of this hype from Colorado. Shador's not there anymore. Travis Hunter's not there anymore. Stop acting like Colorado's good. And even when they were there, they weren't that good. So yeah, Operation Fade Colorado. I hope I can continue doing this the whole season. Probably not because the books are going to probably factor this type of shit in. Maybe they have like one big win or something like that. But as long as they underperform versus these teams that are considered better, I'll take that all day. Houston -4. I had -4. It's -3.5. The line actually moved down, but I had -4. Nevertheless, doesn't matter. Easy money, cash money, Houston. Next game, the other Friday night game, Kansas State versus Arizona. This game was pretty interesting, I actually got to say, because Arizona took off and started hot. They were up big, like 17-0 or some shit like that. They were up big. And all of a sudden, Kansas State just stormed back and tied the game. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Because this is a trap game, by the way. Like, Kansas State being the favorite in this position was a catastrophe. Like, it's an abomination. Let's be honest here. How in the world is Kansas State the favorite over Arizona? It makes no sense. Kansas State is what? 1-3? And they barely won the game that they won versus like North Dakota. Arizona's solid. They're 3-0. They got a decent little team. The running game is insane for Arizona. They just ran the ball right down Kansas State's throats. I mean, just straight down their throat. They could not stop the run for nothing. But in the end, obviously, Arizona, as you can see, pulled away, played some good defense. A little bit of questionable calls by the refs late in the game. It was a little suspicious, whatever. Doesn't matter. Take what you can get. Arizona won this one. I was up two plays, 2-0 to start the week off, which is a great way to enter the Saturday. And as we found out, I did even better on Saturday. But yeah, easy money, Arizona. Next game. This game I actually did not predict on my predictions because I didn't think it was necessary. Another Friday night game, New Mexico versus UCLA. New Mexico beat UCLA 35-10 as 14-point underdogs. They're cashed plus 495 on the money line. That's crazy. What this means for UCLA is that, I mean, they're dog shit. Obviously, the fallout, you guys probably already heard. They fired their head coach after what? I think it's like his second season or something like that. Man's barely got a chance. Nico sucks. UCLA sucks. And the funniest part of all this, if you look at their schedule, if they win one game, it'd be a miracle. Like, they have some tough Big Ten games and they're going to struggle. So it looks like we're in Operation Fade UCLA, but I feel that it's too late because the odds makers are probably going to factor in how shit UCLA is. Imagine when UCLA plays Penn State, I think in a couple weeks. Imagine what that spread's going to be like. That's crazy. And UCLA is a solid team on paper. But yeah, UCLA got fraud checked horribly. I mean, they got fraud checked already a million times, but this was a real fraud check by New Mexico. Good win by New Mexico. Yeah, UCLA sucks. Nico sucks. And the funniest part, the guy that left UCLA because Nico came and went to Tennessee, Aguilar, we'll talk about him because he's doing the complete opposite of what Nico's doing, and Nico's shitting the bed. Next game, we get to the Saturday slate. We got Clemson versus Georgia Tech. This was an official play. This was very easy. Very easy. I'm going to be honest. Georgia Tech is a lot better than Clemson. And most importantly, regardless of Georgia Tech being better or not, Clemson themselves are just frauds. They're complete frauds. They are not good. And we saw this right here, and that's why this game went the way it did. Georgia Tech had control of this game very early. It was like 13-0. And all of a sudden, Clemson actually storms back and catches all the momentum. They score a quick touchdown before the first half ends, and then score another touchdown right as the second half starts. And all of a sudden, I'm like sitting there, fuck. Georgia Tech is going to fold. They didn't. Long story short, it's 21-21 late in the game. Georgia Tech has a nice little drive down the field. Kick a relatively difficult field goal. I forget how long it was, maybe like 50-something yards. It wasn't a gimme, but it wasn't like a holy shit, that's impossible to make type of field goal. It was a very good field goal. And they clutched up. Georgia Tech won this game at home. Clemson is now 1-2. Their playoff chances are essentially done. I mean, look, maybe they can sneak into the ACC championship because a loss to like LSU in the week 1 does not count for it. But again, do we think they're making it over like a Miami or who else is super hot in the ACC? Florida State? Resume matters. And playoff-wise, if they don't make the ACC, there's no way. Because they've already lost to LSU. They've already lost to Georgia Tech. We'll see if they lose to any other ACC opponents. If they lose to another ACC opponent, their chances of playoffs are over completely. And I'm pretty sure they're playing Florida State in the regular season. And then obviously they close the season with South Carolina. If they lose that game, I mean, ACC championship won't affect anything, but it'll affect if they make the playoff or not. But Clemson is essentially done. All that preseason hype, man. All that preseason hype. Clemson's back. Yeah, right. Cade Klubnik is nowhere near the level of Deshaun Cosby or Trevor Lawrence. Dabo is washed, maybe? Or is it time to admit Dabo is not Dabo anymore? But most importantly, let's give credit where credit's due. Georgia Tech, Haynes King, absolute baller. The man puts his body on the line every fucking play. I'm not surprised if this man has like broken bones all over his body, from his legs to his chest after these games. And he balls through them. I mean, he suffers through it. You can see there's times where he makes a big run and gets hit and is on the ground. You could see like bro's in pain. Like you can just see it. And yeah, he gets up every time, does what he has to do, makes good throws, makes good reads, definitely makes great runs. He's a great running quarterback. Absolutely amazing. If he can develop his passing game a little bit more, like has to become a more efficient pocket passer, this dude's an NFL quarterback for sure. As of right now, I don't think he's going to make it to the NFL. Maybe he could be like a backup at best, just because his throwing abilities are not great, but his ground game is crazy. He can run the ball well. But yeah, Georgia Tech, easy money, cash the spread, cash the money line. Georgia Tech is probably my most profitable team now because it's been 3 weeks. I don't think I've bet on the same team 3 weeks in a row, if I'm not mistaken. But I've bet on Georgia Tech for 2 weeks now. First, week 1 and week 3. Both times they cashed pretty easy. Thinking if there's any other teams that I bet on that much. We'll go through it. I'll figure it out. But yeah, Georgia Tech, good win for me. Next game. Wisconsin versus Alabama. I didn't bet this game. I mean, this is exactly how we expected it to go. Wisconsin got dog walked completely, trampled. Alabama did whatever the hell they wanted to. Ty Simpson looked pretty good in this game. Very efficient passing. You know, it's funny. Alabama's offense actually looked pretty good ever since that Florida State loss. But is that just because they're playing shitty opponents? And the moment they play a good team again, they're going to get, embarrassed? We'll see. Ryan Williams is back. He balled out. I mean, he had like 100-something yards, 150 plus, I think like 160, 165. 2 tuds, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like, it wasn't just like an easy, like over-the-top throw. Like, man was making people miss, jukes move, like jukes and shit. Like, he was moving. Good for Alabama. I mean, they're building momentum. They got some tough games, obviously, coming up. Georgia, I think, is not too far away. That's going to be a great game like it is every year. We'll see. Is Alabama legit, or is it the product of their shitty-ass opponents? But yeah, Wisconsin sucks balls. Alabama, big win. I don't have much analysis for this game. This game went exactly how we expected it to go. I mean, I could have said it word for word, and boom, 38-14. Alabama with a big win. Wisconsin scoring 14 is a miracle at this point. Next game. Oregon versus Northwestern. I love and hate this game at the same time. This was so frustrating to watch. Guys, you don't understand how frustrating this game was to watch. As somebody that bet Northwestern, I actually had, this is the funny thing, Northwestern plus 27.5. As you can see here, the spread moved down by 2 points, 25.5. I think it was more so because there was really bad weather right before the game started, and then the weather just like went away. It was like lightning and rain and all this stuff, and the weather just went away, and the spread just never moved back up. Nevertheless, whether it was 25.5, 27.5, it was a trap spread. But what's really funny is that if they didn't score that garbage time touchdown, Northwestern, which we'll talk about in a second, they scored 2 garbage time touchdowns, but the very last one, they would have covered the 27. So I still would have won. That touchdown that they scored at the end was just for good measure. The 25.5, obviously, they ended up covering. They ended up covering pretty much every spread with that last garbage time touchdown. But yeah, Oregon looked great. Oregon looked fantastic. Defense, offense, they played very, very well against Northwestern. Northwestern never stood a chance in this game. Never stood a chance. But even though I think his name's Peter Stone, I could be wrong, Peter Stone, something Stone, was absolute dog shit. Because the funny part about this game is it's 34-14, but like it could have easily been like a 27-21 game. I'm telling you. There were so many moments where Northwestern just made stupid mistakes and like shot themselves in the foot. Oregon took advantage. Oregon's a very good team. This is a real contender this year. I know we say this every year about Oregon and then they fall short. They're kind of like the Baltimore Ravens, right? Great regular season and then completely fall short in the playoffs. This year could be different for them. They got a good quarterback. They got a good ground game. They play a different style. It's not the typical Oregon Ducks offense where it's like fast, boom, 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 boom. It's a little bit slower. It's a little bit more NFL style, if I do say so myself. Okay, whatever. Oregon wins. Cool. Northwestern covering. Oh, I was watching this shit. It was like 34-0. Northwestern looked like dog shit. They scored a touchdown. I'm like, let's go. I'm so hyped. You guys don't understand. Because I'm watching both the Oregon and Northwestern game and the Clemson-Georgia Tech game. And obviously I'm paying more attention to the Georgia Tech-Clemson game because that game is a lot better. But I'm like keeping an eye on this one because I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I got money on both. The same amount of money on both. So it doesn't matter for me. And I saw them score that touchdown. And I'm like, let's go. They stop Oregon, get the ball back, and then just score like a breakaway touchdown. Actually, the one part of the Northwestern offense that looked good was the running game. Besides that, they looked like dog shit the whole game. But yeah, 34-14, covering the spread. Northwestern, baby! I know some of y'all were thinking like, why are you predicting Northwestern versus Oregon? Why even give this game out? I'm telling y'all, I saw the line was fishy. I knew there was a place to make money, and I made my money. Shout out Northwestern covering the spread for me. That's how you fucking do it. Next game. Now we got probably the game of the week. Maybe tied for first because there's another game. 2 games that were unbelievable. But this game was just really, really good. Georgia versus Tennessee. If I'm not mistaken, Tennessee has not beaten Georgia since like 2016 on like a Josh Dobbs Hail Mary. Georgia has dominated, full-blown domination against Tennessee year in and year out. Kirby Smart owns Tennessee. And what's funny is that Tennessee played unbelievable ball in this one. Before I go over the actual game itself, I want to make this clear. These two teams are playoff teams, undoubtedly. If we get this game as an SEC championship game, come December, something like that, early December, I would not be shocked. Tennessee is legit. Tennessee is legit this year. And Georgia's Georgia. I mean, we all know Georgia by now is going to be one of the top dogs. But Tennessee is one of those where it's like a fringe playoff team, maybe. They're going to the playoffs for sure. These are two playoff teams, 100%. 100%. I actually think Tennessee could go deeper than Georgia. Funny enough, even though Georgia ended up winning this game. But yeah, let's go over the game itself, because this was a banger of a game. What a game to watch. I'm glad I didn't bet on this one. I just had my feet kicked back. Tennessee goes up against Georgia early. Pretty good lead. It was like 21-7. They were in control. Georgia stormed back, gain all the momentum, and it's looking like Georgia's going to pull away, win this one easily. And Tennessee just find their heads, compose themselves, go back, and take control of the game. Skip forward, it's late fourth quarter, like I'm talking like 2 minutes left fourth quarter, 3 minutes left fourth quarter. Tennessee is up 38-30. Not only are they up a touchdown, but they're up a 2-point conversion as well. Fourth down. Gunnar Stockton finds his receiver in the back of the end zone. I mean, a beautiful throw on fourth down. All the pressure on Georgia. Game over if they don't convert. An unbelievable touchdown to not tie up the game, I should say, to bring them within two. A 2-point conversion of tying the game. Unbelievable throw. Gunnar Stockton impressed the hell out of me. I mean, Joey Aguilar was definitely the better quarterback. He started the game super efficient, slowed down as the game went on, but obviously, the law of balance. That's how it's going to be. But nevertheless, Joey Aguilar balled out. Gunnar Stockton, unbelievable throw. They convert the 2-point conversion to 38-38. Tennessee has time left on the clock. They set themselves up for a decent field goal. This one was not that bad, by the way. It was like 40-something yards. I don't even think it was a 50-yarder. And the kicker misses it. The kicker misses the field goal. It's 38-38 in overtime. Tennessee get ball first. Georgia stuff them. Can't do nothing. Tennessee kick a field goal. And then Georgia gets the ball, right? Because you guys know how the college football rules are. Georgia gets the ball, scores a touchdown easily, wins the game, walk it off. Look, obviously Tennessee is the loser in this game, and on the stat sheet it's going to go down as an L for Tennessee. But this does not count as an L, guys. Come on now. This was unbelievable performance. And if Tennessee is like on the verge of making the playoffs, and they might have like 3 losses and the other team might have 2 losses, you might put Tennessee in just because of the quality of this loss. They played unbelievable here. Unbelievable. They were burning those Georgia defensive backs over the top all the time. I mean, I don't know what's good with Georgia secondary. They got to figure shit out. But Tennessee was killing it. Amazing play by quarterbacks here. Both. I'm not going to tire this game out. We talked about what we need to talk about. Gunnar balled out. Aguilar balled out. 2 studs. 2 powerful teams. And in my opinion, the 2 best teams in the SEC right now without question. Great win by Georgia. Great win by Tennessee. I mean, I should say a great loss by Tennessee, not great win by Tennessee. It was a heartbreaker for Tennessee, but, man, it's a learning experience. And put it like this. If this matchup happens in December or January in the playoffs, I might got to take Tennessee over Georgia. I'm going to be honest with you. But yeah, great win for Georgia. Great effort by Tennessee. Next game. Pittsburgh versus West Virginia. We'll go over this one quickly. West Virginia balled out here. Won the game, I think, in overtime as well. They were 7-point underdogs, beating Pittsburgh at home. 7-point underdogs. Big win by West Virginia. Not that it matters. Rich Rod is apparently the coach of West Virginia, and I knew that too. I forgot to mention that in my predictions because McAfee always talks about Rich Rod because he loves Rich Rod. I think when McAfee went to West Virginia, Rich Rod was the coach. Yeah, so good win by West Virginia. Is Rich Rod bringing prominence and glory back to West Virginia? Maybe. All right, yeah, that's all I got for this game. You guys know I don't really give a shit about this one. Next one. What do we got? South Florida versus Miami. This game went exactly how I predicted it would. And it's funny because there was a huge delay, like an hour-long delay for like lightning or whatever. I don't know what the fuck's going on with these lightning delays, guys. College football, NFL. We got to grow a pair of balls, guys. Come on, man. A little lightning never hurt nobody, you know? I know people who were getting struck down by lightning back in the day. Like, come on. It's the NFL. It's college football. Football's a man's sport. A little lightning ain't going to hurt nobody. Stop it. These companies are just too scared of these fucking lawsuits and shit. These teams, I should say, colleges, whatever, and NFL teams. All right, whatever. Miami put belt to ass on South Florida. Absolute belt to ass. I knew this was going to happen. This is why I gave y'all Miami 17.5. It was so obvious. I'm sorry, but it was so obvious. Miami was going to dominate this game, like from front to back. They're not frauds. Boise State are frauds. Florida are frauds. I mean, Florida are disgustingly bad. We'll talk about Florida. Miami's not. Miami has an unbelievable offense, a great defense, and most importantly, they're built in the trenches. The offensive line is spectacular, and the defensive line is unbelievable. They have NFL talent on both O-line and D-line, and that is why they play as well as they do. The O-line gives Carson Beck time. The D-line makes it difficult for opposing teams to move the ball. Carson Beck had, I think, 2 shitty interceptions, and that's Carson Beck's biggest problem. He makes these ill-advised throws at times that have no business being, like fucking put in the position they're put. But fuck it, who cares? 49 points to 12. Defense played amazing. Offense did its thing. Running game was efficient. Look, I don't have a national champion pick right now, but I was taking a little gander at the odds, just to see where Vegas has everybody. Miami at plus 1,700 is interesting. And I might take a Miami plus 1,700 natty future because they might pull it off. This is a seriously talented team. And I don't know how many Big Ten or SEC teams can really compete with them. I'm going to be honest. But yeah, great win by Miami. Great cash by the spread here. Easy spread, easy money. Miami's got a very good game this next week. South Florida's decent. They're not as good as people may have thought they were, but that's because people were overhyping them because of an overrated win versus Florida and Boise State. South Florida will win a couple games here and there, but they'll never beat a team like Miami. Stop it. Next game. We have Arkansas versus Mississippi. This game, no defense was played here. No defense was played in this game. I mean, this was so good and so bad to watch at the same time. They were just trading touchdowns. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Let me start with this before there's a lot of things I got to cover with this game. As y'all can see here, well, I guess you guys it's up there for you. The spread says 3.5. By the time the line closed, it was 3.5. However, when I made my prediction video, which I recorded it, I think on Thursday, or Friday morning. It was either Thursday or Friday morning, whatever, one of those days. Maybe, I think it was Friday morning. Maybe, whatever, it doesn't matter, who cares? The spread was 6.5 for Arkansas. As you can see, Arkansas lost by 6 points. So I won this game, technically, because I gave out 6.5 as my official play, and they covered the 6.5, even though the spread was not 6.5 by the time the line closed. But you guys know how I do it. Sometimes it works in my favor, sometimes it doesn't. Whatever I say the spread is when I record the video is what I'm taking as the spread for my official play. So I got lucky. I did. Because Arkansas technically didn't really cover this game. I knew I fucked up. I really did. When I saw Mississippi's backup quarterback's name is Trinidad. The guy's first name is fucking Trinidad. I should have known Mississippi was going to fucking work Arkansas there. But whatever. Sam Pittman's a little piece of shit. I don't know why I bet on Arkansas every fucking year. And every year they kind of cost me. Once in a while they do good, but like most of the time they don't. I'm still going to bet on them again. I already know a couple of games that are coming up that I'm going to bet on Arkansas. But Sam Pittman fucks me every time. I hate it. Nevertheless, though, it was good effort by Arkansas. They kept up with Mississippi the entire game. And the funniest part, if Arkansas could play just a lick of defense, Arkansas could not stop a fucking nosebleed. And I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't want to crash out for this game because I did cover the spread here. So it's one of those where it's like there's nothing really to be mad about. But if Arkansas played a little bit of defense, they would have won this game. And the funniest part, with all that being said, Mississippi started to pull away late in the game. Arkansas made it close again. It's 35-41, I think, this exact score. Arkansas is driving down the field. Driving down the field. They are in the 20, 30-yard line of Mississippi's. And this idiot receiver, oh my God, catches like a screen pass, runs forward and fumbles the ball, and that was ball game essentially. Arkansas would have won. That would have been a walk-off. They would have scored this touchdown, 6 points, plus the extra point, assuming they make it. 42-41 Arkansas. But yeah, they shit their pants. But again, whatever. I covered the spread technically, even though I feel like I didn't. I did though. I gave out 6.5. They covered the 6.5. It is what it is. Good win by Arkansas. Good win by Mississippi. I mean, why do I keep saying that? Good loss by Arkansas. Good win by Mississippi. Two fraudulent teams, though. Arkansas, we knew we're not going to do nothing. Mississippi, good, but defense is trash. Mississippi would not have had this type of performance versus one of the upper echelon SEC teams. Tennessee would have worked them. Georgia would have worked them. Alabama probably would have worked them as well. Even Texas, and Texas is not great. Mississippi, you need to fix your defense, and maybe then we'll sit there and say Mississippi's legit. But good win for them. I can't complain. Thank God Arkansas covered the 6.5, right? Next game. Florida versus LSU. Oh my God. How bad is Florida? More specifically, how bad is DJ Lagway? 5 interceptions. And it wasn't like a tip ball here, went through the receiver's hands type of interceptions. It was like, buddy, you're throwing it into triple coverage. DJ Lagway was playing so bad. Helen Keller would have thrown a better ball than DJ Lagway did. What is he doing? Is he even able to see the defense? Can he read a defense? What the fuck is going on? Lagway, people thought you were going to be a Heisman winner. You're so ass. So bad. And the funniest part of all of this, LSU did not play good here. LSU did not play good at all. This final score was 20-10. DJ Lagway, oh shit, hold on. All right, sorry about that. The screen was a little blurry. I don't know how long it was like that for. I don't think it was too bad, but whatever, you get the point. LSU did not play good here at all. I mean, let's be honest. They scored what? 20 points, and DJ Lagway threw 5 interceptions. If the opposing quarterback is throwing 5 interceptions and you're winning by 10-point margin with only scoring 20 points, that's insane. So yeah, battle of the shit here. Again, Florida is done. They're done. They're not making the playoffs. They have Murder's Row lined up schedule-wise. They're not nothing. They're doing nothing this year. Lagway sucks. I'd be shocked if he makes it through the season without being benched. LSU is the one we need to talk about. They won this game, but did they really come out as the winners? You know what I mean? They did not play good. LSU did not look good here at all. Nussmeier is not all that. People were saying Nussmeier is going to be a Heisman frontrunner. I mean, look, Nussmeier was better than Lagway, but I mean, shit, everybody was better than Lagway. Nussmeier didn't play well at all. LSU is not a good team at all. There's no other way to put it. They had a good win versus Clemson, but now Clemson's looking super fraudulent, and their win versus Clemson wasn't all that. And they barely squeaked by this Florida team. Yeah, LSU is not all that. I'm not buying this LSU hype at all. At all. They'll maybe make the playoffs, but they're getting fraud checked by a legit team the moment they play them. I don't know what LSU's schedule is looking like, but if they're playing a legit team, good night LSU. And I know LSU's schedule is not super easy, so just wait. LSU's going to fall apart. It's due. Next game. The other probably game of the week. I mean, this was unbelievable. Texas A&M versus Notre Dame. I mean, just the back and forth, back and forth. Notre Dame, we'll start with them because they're the more important storyline in this game, are 0-2. I'm saying this right now. I'll make this clear right now. And if it happens in late November, December, I will be outraged. I will crash out. I will go crazy. Notre Dame is 0-2. They do not have a conference because they are pussies. Sorry, the fucking outside bullshit. I don't know who's driving their shitty ass car. They do not have a conference because they are pussies. They are 0-2. These two games that they lost to Miami in week 1, to Texas A&M in week 3, are without a doubt the hardest games that they will play this season. I think they have Arkansas, and that's it. Every other team they're playing is not that good. There is a chance that Notre Dame might win the rest of their games. If Notre Dame is led into the playoffs on this bullshit-ass schedule, I will go crazy. There will be outrage. I might light this room on fire. Notre Dame sucks. Notre Dame schedules an easy-ass schedule every year, and then they can't even beat the good teams. It's over. Notre Dame should not be anywhere near the playoff. They have 2 losses already, and it's the 2 best teams that they're going to play in this season. We already know this. Miami's legit, and Texas A&M may not make the playoff, but they're good enough. Carr sucks, by the way. Apparently, I'm reading somewhere where he has like a tell in the way that he stands in his starting stance. If they're going to run the ball or throw the ball, by the way. Look into that. Defenses of whoever playing Notre Dame. Because apparently Carr has like a very, very easy tell. I don't know how true that is. I'm not sitting there watching tape, but I read it somewhere online. Notre Dame had control of this game, pretty much the majority of it. You know, Texas A&M would make it close, but it always felt like Notre Dame was one step ahead. And that's how it felt all the way until the end, which is crazy to say. Notre Dame scores a touchdown. What is it? 34? They score a touchdown, Notre Dame does. It's 40-34. And this idiot placeholder fumbles the snap and doesn't kick the extra point. Now, I'm going crazy because look at the spread right there. Remember, Texas A&M was an official play. I gave out Texas A&M as an official play. The spread was 6.5. Notre Dame wins this game 40-34. They cover. Texas A&M is going to cover. You guys don't understand how hype I was when that idiot bobbled the snap and they didn't get the extra point off. I was so excited because they were going to cover the spread. So I was like, oh shit, even if Notre Dame wins, it doesn't matter because Texas A&M's covering. Lo and behold, after a kick return touchdown gets called back for a holding, which by the way, refs were doing everything possible to keep Notre Dame in this game and make sure they win it. Texas A&M drives down the field, and even though there was a few moments where Notre Dame could have iced the game and ended it, they fell short. On 4th and goal, might I add. Second game, by the way. The 2 best games this week came down to a 4th down situation, 4th down touchdown. Texas A&M scores on 4th and goal with like 10 seconds left. And they go on, make the extra point, and win the game. It's crazy. Crazy. Huge win for A&M. Huge win for A&M. I mean, these guys are going to make a case for themselves now. I don't know, again, if they're a playoff team or not. But shit, they got a team. Like, Marcel Reed is fire. Moss, the running back, is good. They got a squad. They really do. They embarrassed Notre Dame. And I know Obviously, Notre Dame could have had a tie game in this position, but whatever, it is what it is, right? But you have to remember this. Notre Dame was in a must-win situation. Texas A&M was not. And Notre Dame fumbled, literally and figuratively. They fumbled. And that's all she wrote. Notre Dame is done. If they make the playoff, I will riot. I will riot. I will riot. Texas A&M, this could be a start of a big season for them. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. Good win for Texas A&M. Horrific loss for Notre Dame. And good win for me because Texas A&M covered the spread. Next game, Vanderbilt versus South Carolina. This game seems worse than it really is. Vanderbilt beat the dog shit out of South Carolina. Belt to ass situation here. Vanderbilt did whatever they want, South Carolina. However, the asterisks will be that Lenora Sellers got injured. And obviously without Sellers, South Carolina was not going to do nothing. So I can't sit here and say great win by Vanderbilt. They really came into South Carolina and beat the shit out of the Cox. It was more so Sellers getting injured. Had Sellers not got injured, the game could have gone differently. You never know. But Vanderbilt's legit. Vanderbilt is very, very legit. Great team. They did what they had to do. And they outplayed South Carolina from end to end. Offense, defense, you name it. Great effort by Vanderbilt. They deserve the win here. You can't take anything away from them. Even though, yes, Sellers being injured is bad for South Carolina, and that kind of helped Vanderbilt. I don't want to sit here and make excuses saying, oh, Vanderbilt, they got, lucky because Sellers got hurt. No. They outplayed South Carolina. I'm still big on the Cox. I don't know how bad Sellers' injury is. I don't think Sellers' injury is all that bad. So, But good win by Vanderbilt. Not much to say for this one. Next game. A nice little crash out is going to come here. Duke fucked me again. How many times? This is the second week in a row. Duke has fucked me. While there are teams like Georgia Tech who love me and pick me up, Duke is just dog shit, man. 27-34 again does not tell how bad this game was. This is the second game in a row where the final score does not show you what this game truly was. Duke got worked. Duke got worked by Tulane. Tulane worked Duke like a dog. Duke could not do nothing. The same bullshit stupidity. Look, I don't want to crash out. I went 8-2, and the two losses I had was a shitty Duke team and a Florida team that literally beat themselves. If they played just a smidge better, maybe one oh fuck, hold on. Sorry about that. I think I caught it pretty early, the blurriness in the camera. I don't know why this shitty ass camera. That's what I get for buying a fucking $20 fucking Logitech. I should have got a fucking nicer camera, but I'm too broke. Duke is a dog shit motherfucker. If Florida played a little bit better, they would have covered. I would have went 9-1. Plus, they got lucky with Arkansas. Whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. I went 8-2. I'm up big for the season in college ball. Duke is a piece of garbage. They're complete pieces of garbage. Fire their coach. Quarterback should be thrown off a bridge. I'm done with Duke. Never betting on them again. Good win by Tulane. Tulane's pretty decent. This Radcliffe kid, he's decent. He was good with BYU last year. He's even better, it looks like, with Tulane. So, good win by Tulane. Duke, you're on my shit list, Duke. You're on my shit list. And it's funny because, I don't like Duke basketball. I typically fade Duke basketball when the time comes. But Duke football, for some reason, I had a soft spot for this season. I don't know why I had a soft spot for Duke football this year. Fuck them. Fuck Duke in general, I guess. I hate Duke. Next game. I think the final game, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Final game. Honestly, alongside the Northwestern game, probably my best win. Boston College versus Stanford. Normally, you guys know me. I'm not predicting a game like Boston College versus Stanford. But I saw an edge, and I took that edge. I knew that Stanford is going to play hard versus Boston College. That's the key element. The spread was too low. Boston College is a lot better than Stanford. The spread was too low, and it's one of those things where an East Coast team traveling from Boston to Stanford, playing this game at 10:30 at night, you knew it was going to be difficult for Boston College. The funniest part, I did not expect this. I was shocked Stanford won this game outright because I was watching it at first, and, Boston College looked good, and Stanford took an early lead, but Boston College stormed back and took a pretty good lead as well. And I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, fuck, like Boston College is going to pull away. What a bad play by me. Why even bother predicting this game? And then all of a sudden, Stanford kept it close after a nice turnover, a really good way to end the first half. And then from that point on, they just dominated. I didn't watch the back half of this game when Stanford took over because it was Canelo versus Crawford. I was watching Canelo versus Crawford, which is fuck Canelo, by the way. I'm not going to make a video about it, but for those of you that care, fuck Canelo Alvarez. He cost me so much money. I had such a good day in college football, obviously, and that shit got wiped away by Canelo's bitch ass. Fuck Canelo Alvarez. Old motherfucker. He was literally in there for a fucking payday. Turkey al-Sheikh should take away that $100 million he made. Fucking asshole. Asshole. I hope fucking Terrence Crawford fights like Benavidez or Better BF next so he gets fucking slept. Whatever. Let's talk about the positive. Stanford covered the 14 points. I think when I bet it, it was like 13.5. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Official play, cashes. Stanford. Soft spot for Stanford. If you guys remember who were watching last year, I got Stanford plus 21.5 or some crazy shit like that versus Louisville last year, and Stanford won that game outright. When I bet Stanford as a huge underdog, they win outright. Maybe I'm Stanford's lucky charm. But yeah, if Stanford has another game late at night versus an East Coast team, especially like a team like Boston, all day. But yeah, good win for me. Good win for me. Give me my flowers. How about them apples, boy? Yeah. 8-2. 8-2. Week 3 of the college football season. Hopefully we can follow it up next week because we got a great Week 4 slate. Stay tuned for more content coming soon.